always inspired with ideas and coming up with little gems, little nuggets that I'm like, ooh, I could do something with this and I could do something with that. Whether it's me sitting at the acoustic piano, whether it's me drumming a rhythm on the washing machine, it doesn't matter. So whatever this is for you, like if you're a singer-songwriter or if you're, if you write for orchestra, whatever it is, take what I'm going to show you and just plug it into your own area of strength. So I recorded a 60-second jam of me on my hang drum. The hang drum is this UFO you see behind me. So I'm going to import it as a movie, okay? Logic can work with movies. People are scoring blockbuster films with Logic Pro. I put it on my desktop right here at the front so I would know where it was. Usually when Logic asks you a question and gives you a blue button, you can feel safe to just click it and it's going to be good. So we don't have to get into the weeds here. So let's just watch 30 seconds of this. This was the raw recording of me this morning. We are going to follow these steps right now, guys. Step one, we just did it. Import movie or audio, right? If you use a voice memo, you can import a voice memo from your phone or however you recorded the audio file. If it's a movie, same thing, okay? File, import audio file. Okay, that's how you would do it with an audio file. I did it with the movie. We saw how to do that, okay? Now, step two, we actually don't need tonight, but if you record something that has more than one instrument in it, like a guitar and a vocal, or, whatever, piano and drums, this is where you could use the stem splitter. And what that's going to do is it's going to break it up into two separate tracks. Even though you gave Logic one file, it'll stem split it into two. So that's super powerful. Tonight, we just have my hang drum, so we don't need that. Number three, this, guys, is a huge one. I use it all the time. And that involves getting whatever audio we're working with onto the grid. If I turn on the metronome right now, this button up here, right, or letter K, we're going to hear that the metronome is not in time with my hang drum. That's out of time. So this is the next step, super important. If you right click or control click on the audio file, and you go to tempo, the first option here, apply region tempo to project tempo. You're going to click that, and Logic's going to ask you, do you want to align the downbeat to the nearest project downbeat? You can. I don't need to do that here because my file basically started at bar one, beat one. And now you're going to click apply. It does a little analysis. And now, if I open up this button here, this is called global tracks, okay? Right now we're only seeing the movie lane, but if I right click or control click anywhere here, I can see some other lanes. So I actually want to see the tempo lane. And now you can see the tempo lane is jumping. It's following my human imperfect performance. And now we're on the grid, and this is going to open up worlds of possibilities to us down the line. You're about to see it. Number four, this is optional. If you're working in a different time signature, Logic may not have captured, it might not know if you were in 3 or 5. So you can just tell it, hey, you click up here, see where it says 4/4, you click up here and you tell it what time signature you're in, and then it'll line up even more perfectly. But as you can hear, I'm in common time, we're in 4/4, so we don't need that. The next power move is analyzing the chords. This is Logic's biggest, newest, greatest feature. If you right click or control click on the blue audio region, you can go to chords, apply region chords to chord track. So I'm going to click it and check this out, guys. It now, and I'll make it, you can see down here, little chords. I'll make it even bigger for you. I'm going to right click or control click in the empty gray area and click on chord. And now you can see that it has dropped in what it thinks are the chords. Now I clicked on the G minor. I'm noticing it's not starting on the downbeat. So I'm just going to adjust the start of the G minor. and everything else looks okay. So it actually knows pretty well what chord structure I was intending through my performance. Okay, so that is step 5. Now, step 6, choosing presets and tweaking. A lot of my students who are newer to the program, they don't realize that very quickly you can get up and running with a sound that's a little better than what you gave Logic. So this is, the raw audio. I'm going to open up the library drawer. That's the top left button up here, library drawer. I'm going to click on drums. Now, I don't think Logic actually has a hang drum preset, but maybe on acoustic drums, under overheads or under stereo kit or something like that, I can load a preset. I'm just going to load in natural overheads. And what it does is it just loaded in a couple of things, like there's an EQ here, which is cutting out some of the low, doing a little high boost. That's actually kind of helpful for me. It's got a compressor here and so on and so forth. So whatever you're doing, whatever live audio you feed it, open up the library drawer and find whatever instrument or instruments you need. If it's vocals, you can click on vocals and there'll be a bunch of presets as a great starting point for you, because maybe you'll get a better sound right out of the gates, and it will take you less time to be inspired or gain momentum, so to speak. So I'm just going to load in the overheads, natural overheads. Okay. Beefed it up a little bit. And don't worry about this. I'm just going to do a little bit over here. And now let's move on to our next step, guys. Let's look back here at our list. So we're on step 7, insert arrangement markers. Now, what I'm helping you see here is that getting organized always pays dividends. And it's not going to be clear yet, but trust me. So remember, this button here is global tracks. We got the movie lane, we got the tempo lane, we got the chord track. Now, I'm going to right click. I want to see the arrangement markers. Now, arrangement markers, pretty straightforward. You put your playhead where you want the marker to appear. I'm going to put, I'll make a marker with this plus button at bar 1. Now, just for the sake of this demo, I'm just going to arbitrarily put it every 4 bars. At bar 5, I'm going to put another one. It's calling it verse. I'm going to trim it. And then at bar 9, let's do one more. It's going to call it, chorus. We can change those names. We can rename them. It doesn't really matter. I'll even give them a color for you so you can help visually stay on track with me. Option C opens the color wheel. All right, so now we got our arrangement markers. Now, why is this going to help us? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you guys asked. So what we're going to do now is we're going to quickly get a demo up and running. Now, I like doing all the instruments myself. I perform them in with virtual instruments. I play them live. However, occasionally there's an instrument that I don't play well or I don't have time. Maybe you guys don't know how to program drums, or maybe you don't know how to program keys or whatever. So the session players, some of you guys already know about the session players, they are extremely valuable for getting ideas up and running and sounding pretty good, pretty quick. So new track is this plus button right here. I'm clicking that plus button. And the yellow session players, we're going to start with a drummer. And to make it go quicker, I will tell you that before you click the session player, so I click drummer, here's the drummer style. Now, we got a lot of styles to choose from. They are all amazing in their own way. I decided for this example that we're going to use the boom bap. So I'm going to just load in boom bap and I'm going to click create. Okay. And what happens is it's created a drum beat. It kind of threw in a drum beat. I'm just going to listen to it right out of the gates, and then I'm going to show you how to sculpt it further. So, hey, it's in time, right? Because it's following the BPM and the tempo map. But I'm like, look, I need a backbeat immediately. Like, I can't live without a backbeat. So I'm going to double click on the yellow region. And Logic, Apple's products, they're very user friendly. See the hand? I'm bringing a clap in. Okay. And now we got, okay. And I'm feeling it more already. Okay. So that was step 1. Now, step 2 is I actually am going to put my playhead at bar 5 where the verse is, and I'm going to make a cut here. Okay. Toolbar, letter T, get the scissors tool. There's many ways to do the same thing. I'm going to make a cut right here. And now I'm going to literally delete that. And why am I doing this? Now, if I hit this plus button here, it's going to make a drum part, but thinking intelligently like a session player. So it'll go from the intro drums, which are a little more sparse, and then in the verse, it changes the part a bit. And guess what happens if I do another plus here at the chorus marker? It's going to make it even cooler and busier and more aggressive, because when you change to a new section, what happens? Well, the band evolves their parts, okay? So let's just listen to the last 2 bars of the intro. Okay, I'm gonna darken these drums a bit. Okay, and then for the last piece, because we don't have a lot of time and I got so much else to show you guys, I'm going to bring in a bass player. Okay, so you can see here there's bass players, and for bass styles, we got a lot of styles. We got synth styles, we got electric styles, we got acoustic, roots upright. Again, I am going to use the pump bass, but you could quickly swap out and try different parts that could trigger something different for your ideas, for your song, and I find it really helpful. So what's happening now, why it was so important that we did the chord track analysis, is because this bass player is going to follow along with the chord track. I'm going to make some adjustments here. These knobs are very user-friendly. Move something around, see what it does, okay? And you can get under the hood, right? If you don't want to just rely on this assistive technology, you don't have to, but I wanted you to see how quickly and easy it was to get up and running. And then the last thing we'll do is I'm going to run the mastering assistant. Okay, this is automatically on the stereo output. I'm going to click mastering assistant. It's going to analyze our work and quickly give us a more polished commercial sound that will be competitive volume-wise, etc. And let's look at the player here. Remember where this all started. I think the last thing I want to show you, for those of you who want to do more of it yourself, let's say you get a starting thing that you really like, but you want to like do a little bit more fine tuning. Well, watch this. If you right click on a session player region, I'm going to right click on this. You can go to convert to MIDI region. And now look at this. If I double click this, it opens it up in the piano roll. And now I can go in here and make some adjustments, right? What if I want to take these hi-hats and I'm going to move them up to, let's see where we're going to take them to. I don't know, this percussion 3. Okay, and so on and so forth. So that's how we can really make it our own, because I love doing it myself, okay? Don't be fooled. But this is some powerful stuff. And look, let's say you wanted a different bass player. Well, look, I'm going to click on where it says pump bass here. Let's try something else. Let's try indie disco, okay? Change session player. Yeah, let's do indie disco. right? And all of a sudden you're in a whole other world. So this is some of the magic.
Now, obviously, we could keep going with this. We could add keyboards, we could add pads, some percussion, transitions, automation, some melodies, some ear candy. There are like 100 different directions we could take this production in. But that really wasn't the point of this demonstration. The point was to show you that we started with one simple 60-second jam of me being inspired on my instrument. And in just a few minutes, we transformed it into the foundation of a real production. We mapped the tempo, we identified the chords, we built an arrangement, added drums, added synth bass. We even polished it with the mastering assistant. More importantly, we're no longer staring at a blank Logic session. We now have momentum. And in my experience, guys, that's one of the biggest hurdles musicians face. It's not a lack of talent. It's getting from that first spark of inspiration to something exciting enough that you want to keep working on it. And that's exactly what I help musicians do inside the Logic Pro Mastermind. Whether you're starting with a voice memo, an old demo from years ago, an unfinished song, or even a recording on your phone, I'll show you practical in-the-box techniques that can help you turn those ideas into finished music you can be proud of. If you guys would like to watch my free complete Logic Pro Masterclass, just head over to logicpromastermind.com. I'd love to help you take your music to the next level. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. That's logicpromastermind.com.